Hello, everyone, and welcome to an Impossible Creatures replay commentary. It's your host, Bchamp, and we have an awesome 2v2 today. With me, I have Fear.
Hey guys.
We also have Steve.
I'm kind of here.
So this is going to be actually a Steve game. We have Steve and Will, or Australian Will, Puglin, the Ipsagon, and they're going to be playing Toast and Elias. And so Toast and Elias are going to be the Swedish team, probably at least, in the upcoming World Cup. So this is going to be really cool to see this gameplay on Soothing Oasis. And Steve was in this game, but me and Fear have not seen this game or know the results. So this will be a live reaction. So here we are, Puglin and Trombone Stilts in the top team. And we got Elias and Impossible Toast down bottom.
Curious to see if they have any special strategies on this, because this is one of the only 2v2 maps I think that you can kind of boom a little bit more and does take a little bit longer since it is such a long map.
Yeah, there's a lot of the ground distance between the two teams is pretty large. So and you also have 6 coal piles to start, so you have a lot of resources early on.
Gyrocopter is super strong on this map.
Yeah, gyro is really good because you do have these top cliff coal piles that can only be reached via gyro, and these geysers. And then gyro drops are really good because they can really cut between these long paths over the cliffs to do different drops and ideas like that. So it looks like we already have Elias coming out towards mid, and we also have Puglin coming out, going for the bottom island. 4 henchmen, that's pretty strong going for the bottom island. I usually go with 3, but 4 is just as good, especially in a 2v2 situation. It's going to be really nice. There is this extra coal here that's not in the 1v1 version of Soothing Oasis. The islands, I prefer the islands over going mid, just because there is more coal here. We got 6 coal piles and a geyser, compared to mid only has 5 coal piles and half a geyser per side. Toast opting to take the nearby coal. Steve going for his nearby expansion. So it's a pretty traditional game so far. I'm partial to the top team right now just because of the island. And Elias didn't make any effort to do any fencing to control mid a little bit better, control these choke points. Maybe he's doubling back now, just as I say that. Taking the long fence instead of a much shorter fence up here. And it looks like we have our level 2s.
Probably Steve hasn't gone for the top island at this point.
As if they're in sync, both Trombone Stilts and Puglin going advanced structures. Bottom team not electing to do that yet. But we do have Toast coming up here with some hench. Wonder if he's going to take this little shore, or if he's going to go all the way to the island first. It would make sense to go all the way to the island. And it looks like Toast is taking both expansions, the nearby ones. Elias settling for mid and the generator. And Toast going for this one. This is a really interesting play. Maybe he assumes Steve might already have this, or oh, it looks like he is building the workshop. Then he's probably going to spawn hench here from his lab, and then go take the island. I like that too.
Yeah, it's an interesting play.
And here we have some units. Godzilla Kid. This is the Chameleon Snapping Turtle coming out by Will, and it looks like already been spotted. Coincidentally, it seems, by these degenerate lemming lobsters, as well as some archerfish coyotes. Will going level 3 already. And it looks like Elias does have the jump on him over here. Will now is going to need to defend this island. Doesn't have a ton of hench here, and he doesn't want to send these units in to die either. But Steve did go for the cliffs, which is going to be really, really strong, especially if he's able to get these generators. Oh, not looking good right now for Will against these artillery. He is building a lot of these Godzilla kids. But it's going to be enough against quite a few artillery units. Everyone hitting level 3.
Artillery does counter. mass range, so we'll
I
see.
do love this chamber. Elias doing anything? I don't know if he sees it.
It's not
Ooh,
sneaky at all. It's right there. He should be able to. He should see that on his mini map.
yeah, he really should. Oh, these rams, I love these ram alligators. Really, really fresh. Looking good. Will not disturbed at all over here. Toast, content with this island. Interesting. Building air chambers is. Are there flyer units on the map? He has, or not air chambers, rather anti-air towers. Not really taking this island that much. Going level 4. Oh, Toast is going 4 right away. I was concerned about the number of henchmen he has going, but he is going 4. He is getting henchman yokes. So that's pretty good. Oh, and there actually are air chambers. These Python dragonflies, which are going to be really, really good. Steve getting kind of spunky with these chambers. Not building anything out of them yet, but these Python dragonflies are going to come over to raid. And Toast is building a lot of fences here, possibly to stop enemy chambers or something like that. Python dragonflies are going to fall prey to these towers, or maybe vice versa. The towers are going to fall prey to the Python dragonflies. What's going on down south? Mega Munch. Ooh, what do you think of these, Fear?
I really like those actually. For level 3, only costing 180 and having Pack Hunter and that amount of damage is pretty good. That's pretty cheap.
The thing is, the 180, a lot of that's got to come from the speed. I mean, these are really the strength of level 2s, I would think, basically. Like, they're kind of strong level 1, or, sorry, level 2s. Just barely stronger. These, however, I really like these. 139.81? Holy smokes! He can just spam these out. Really, really spammy level 3 range with camo.
0 weakness, it's called.
Yeah.
I didn't know those were level 3. I thought they were level 2.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Will doing a great job holding down this island. And Steve going level 4 right now. And it looks like Toast is already level 4. And trying to save this island, but Steve is doing a really good job raiding with these Python dragonflies, which are upgraded to 40 damage.
Wow.
Just
level 3.
eating henchmen. Oh my gosh. Toast trying to retreat to the island, but it's not working well. And Steve coming out with these ostrich lemmings. Oh boy. I don't know if Elias is really ready. He's been pretty busy with Will down south, who is going to do a really, really good job attacking these chambers that are not really any units around here. Toast has got to get his economy back up. He's not really taking advantage of that level 4 very much. Just because his henchman, he doesn't have the economic production. Steve, however, macro really strong on these cliffs and with these generators. Really, really big with these cliff generators. Basically uncontested so far on the cliffs. Will does have these air chambers as well. There's going to be a lot of flying units in this game. Top
I think
island.
Toast is engaging down at the bottom there against the.
Oh, good catch.
Okay.
But it looks like Toast should make short work of these. The piercing on the porcupine is doing a lot of damage. Although the deflect was pretty strong there. Deflect being good against really any range unit, no matter the level or how much damage it's doing. It's going to deal it right back.
His unit is called the Even Porcupine.
Oh, and Will just sending in these rams to die. How sad. It's just stalling, really. Rastaman coming out. And, oh, some action in mid. Steve sending in the lemmings, these ostrich lemmings, as well as, ooh, the armor bear. These, armadillo, 0 elect units, 17 damage. These are pretty good, 0 elect units, level 4s, and they just dance along, don't they? I just love that.
A nice running animation.
Yeah. And it looks like, oh, Will's trying to produce these level 4 melee against Toast, who's now upgraded
He's
his
trickling
units.
them in. That's the
Yeah.
worst thing you can do.
Oh, it is not looking good. Not looking good at all. But Toast is working on his own end with Steve raiding. Wow, there's just so much going on in this game. Oh, and Toast did a gyro drop up here. Really, really strong play by Toast.
Looks like Steve's pretty much taken over mid there.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Toast is fighting kind of on 3 fronts, but yeah, Steve has taken over mid. Elias is not doing well. He doesn't have any expansions right now. Going level 4, so he's the last person to go level 4. And Steve, you can see, just has a lot of expos, a lot of economy. Toast finally taking this island, although there's some threats nearby.
It's a bit of a shame he built so many sound beams when I was making Sonic units.
Yeah, that's a good play by Toast here. And level 4
really
artillery, yeah, it would be great, but you don't see a lot of level 4 artillery. Wow, it looks like these melee were actually able to take care of that range, and I think that was just a case of Toast probably not paying attention. Because if he would have microed his units a bit more, then would have had no problem at all. I think in a similar situation right here, he's just not microing. A huge mass of these porkier pines coming in just as a raid. Flyers. Ooh, that Flyers, they won't do so well against Sonic, but you need quite a few more Sonic to take on these Python Dragonflies, which even at level 4 are still going to be very formidable. And there's just so much going on right now. We have mid 1,000,000 Hippoporks from Toast. Oh, then getting raided by these behemoth caterpillars. Oh, and these porks aren't going to be able to do anything. They're just sitting ducks down there. The behemoth caterpillar is getting the high ground bonus. And who's that? That's going to be Steve at level 5. That's going to be huge.
That artillery control in middle is wow.
Oh yeah, they actually got taken out.
Surprised.
Yeah, these porks did a great job against them. Even though they are being produced up here, we do got a lot of art flyers. The southern island seems pretty secure. This northern one, Steve, looks like he's blasting out his level 5s, but Sonic again against fences and sound beams. This has got to be the worst nightmare. There are these skunk squids, which are beautiful, beautiful units. They're taking quite a bit of sound beam damage. Even if they pull off Stink, which will block the sound beams, it looks like it's still not enough. And we got Impossible Toast at level 5. This is looking like a pretty split game now. That Toast has mid. Steve hasn't taken, or Toast has the cliffs, but Steve hasn't taken this area of mid with henchmen yet. But with both of the cliffs secured, this is going to be a great launch point for attacks. As you can see right here, Elias coming down and raiding potentially both of these safe expos. This is going to be a huge nuisance for the top team.
They got to find a way to take out that artillery.
Yeah, they do.
Otherwise,
Puglin now reaching level 5. And these whales just trying to opt for henchmen. Really expensive, unable to deflect sound beam towers. And is there a fence upgrade? No fence upgrade on these fences, so they'll be able to chew through them pretty fast nonetheless. And these are still being a huge nuisance. The Flyers coming up, but they're just going to get shot out of the sky. The henchmen getting picked off one by one. Not looking good for that expo. These Bombardier Beetles are going to be really, really strong. Even though they're just level 3s, their placement on the cliffs, really good. We have some hover artillery of our own from the top team.
You can see there, for the people who may not know, melee units can still attack artillery units, still attack hovering units when they're in the air. You saw them get crunched pretty hard by that right there.
Wow, I did not realize that was I thought that I was assuming that was the ranged units, but yeah, it was these melee units. So that's huge, even though they were pretty high over the cliffs. At least so we thought. But Toast coming in with these level 5s, and there's not much defense over at the top lab. I don't know what they're going to do. I think this is actually, the tables are really turning in favor of the bottom team with this really, really good push through the middle.
Yeah, the gyro drops hurt us really hard when Toast took the cliffs.
Yeah, those are really, really strong. And it looks like, oh no, The regular right click move is hurting Will a lot, and his units are just getting picked off. Not very good micro there. Or I guess really here either by Toast, but I mean these things are so beefy that even the friendly fire from the artillery is not going to be that much to stop them. These blue whale elephants. Oh, and even more starts coming in. Steve unable to take this island with all these sound beams and fences. Really, really strong defenses.
Yeah, I didn't have. I don't know why I took this army for this map because it doesn't have any level 5 artillery in it.
Yeah, or level 4 artillery. It seemed like, right?
There's like no artillery.
Yeah, that's rough. That would have been perfect against those fences and sound beams. And yeah, these flyers are just getting picked off. Just not good. And yeah, it looks like Toast is just on his game today. And a few miss micros from the top team, I think, really cost him the game. Awesome job. I mean, really, Steve had the entire middle at one point, but Toast was able to get back on his feet with the quick level ups and push his way through. Elias has been kind of beaten down this whole game, but is able to now come back at the very end with some support from his partners. That's really good teamwork from the Swedish team.
Excited to see what they do in the World Cup.
Yeah,
I think they'll be serious contenders.
yeah. I mean, Elias being kind of one of the newer people to join the Discord channel at least, and Toast being a pretty long time player. He's been around for a few years now, but hasn't been playing recently, and so it's really good to see him back in the driver's seat. And I mean, seriously, doing a great job with that comeback.
Elias is a new player has really been kind of shaking things up. He started out pretty good right out of the gate.
Yeah, he really was or is really good, and has been really creative with a lot of his gameplay as well. It's really fun to have him. Always love new players that are trying new things.
It's good to see that because for a game that's so focused on creativity, we tend to like the older players and the relatively newer players alike tend to get kind of stuck in a rut where we use the same things over and over.
Yeah, that's so true. And I'm definitely guilty of that. I know I was just in the army builder and building all the same units all over again, and I really need to branch out. But this is some really beautiful gameplay and a lot of good teamwork. I really like this map for the 2v2s because there are so many ways and places that you can come back, so many different avenues for attacking. The gyro drops coming in really clutch was a cool thing to see.
It's so crazy that this map, when I see the 2v2s play out on it, it's so crazy to think that this map was originally intended for 1v1 because it feels like it's so much better as a 2v2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like Face Off.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the opposite of Face Off, but you know what I
mean. And definitely, like, look at this. Look how much space there is on this plat. Like, imagine only just one lab here. It's crazy to think that this is originally just a 1v1 map.
The game is winding down at this point, but I just want to appreciate how well my ranged units can take on the blue whale elephants. Their stupid melee damage.
Yeah, I mean 43 melee with horns, and this is not a little bit of health. That's a ton of health, but it's actually doing a really, really good job. And I mean 36 melee attack is probably really helpful as well. Wow. Yeah, that is really, really good. The artillery, though, should make good work of these. Well, I mean, not in these numbers, but these artillery are going to be a really good counter to these when grouped up together. Looks like, what is this? Oh, just henchmen. So, we have Steve and Fear the Beast together. You guys are playing to be a pairing in the World Cup.
You're trying.
Yeah. So what is the do you guys have any strategies that you're gonna share with us? Or are they all gonna be a secret? Anything?
We have some very creative methods of losing.
That That's how it's been so far. But we have we got a couple weeks here to practice, and I think we'll kind of hone in on some unique strategies, shake things up a little bit. Even if we lose, we're gonna have fun.
That's good to hear. And Fear, you actually discovered the Discord server via the World Cup last year. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah. So not through the videos, but I think I just randomly clicked into IC online, and there was a ton of people online. I believe the World Cup was going on, and so there's a bunch of people playing games, and I was shocked to see that the community was going. I guess this is pretty much my 1 year mark. Feels
Yeah,
like it's been longer.
it's
It-
been. I mean,
Maybe
the
that's-
ICO's been really popping off recently. We've had what, today we had 12 people in the lobby at least. We had more than 12 actually. We had 2 full 6-player games, and plus some people were waiting on the sides. So that's
Yeah,
that.
I feel like we're gaining more people than losing over time. Which is awesome for an old game.
Yeah,
Into,
definitely.
into the community. Yeah, to have so many new players for a game that's 20 years old.
Just about, yeah.
20 plus, yeah.
Wow, it is. Yeah, it is getting there. 17 years old,
17.
18 years old. And it looks like top team really hanging on by a thread. No expos, hardly any henchmen. Steve having to build a workshop over here. You know things are bad when you have to build the conversion workshop just in the middle of nowhere.
Can you please stop dunking on me?
Oh. And this is sad to see. I do need to use sperm whale more. I think that
I
can
feel
be.
like it gets overshadowed by some of the other whale units where it used to be like the beefy unit to go to for not even for just like the sonar attack, but um, if you wanted something with just an insane amount of health, you'd go sperm whale. But now you have so many different options for tanky level 5 units with the blue whale and the humpback and then the squids and it feels like
Yeah.
there's so much more level 5 units now that it's kind of fallen out of favor, I guess. But
Yeah, it's tough because with
still is a strong unit.
Sonic at
That
level
was a completely unnecessary gyro drop. He just wants to flex on it.
It is tough though because with Sonic at level 5, it's like it's worse than direct range at level 5. It loses to direct range, and it also loses to artillery, which is pretty big. And like pure melee is not huge at level 5. At least, in my experience, I feel like people more just run mass range, backed by art, and so having Sonic is not super helpful unless you're anticipating flyers. That's where it's gonna really shine against as a hard counter to flyers.
So
But
this next bit is going to be drawn out a bit because Will wanted the game to end at exactly 35 minutes, so he'd held on until then, and then blew up.
oh, wonderful! That's great to see. Yeah, well, this was a really solid game played by the Swedish team, and
It's very impressive, actually. He had to time the lab explosion and the delay at the last second, so it would get the 35-minute exact mark, and he nailed it. And really, that's the real victory.
that is the real victory. I think this might be one of my favorite 2v2 maps. I know the other people will disagree with me, but I think I like the ones where the teams are together. And there's the game. So great job by both teams, but more of a great job to the Swedish team because obviously they won. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for joining me in my commentary, Steve and Fear. So
Sure.
catch you guys later.
Don't forget to catch the World Cup starting on March 20th, 2021.
Thanks for the plug, Steve.